Economou. It's such a pleasure to start off the new year with you on Explore Tulsa.
I hope you can keep that happy spirit, Trish, because another prediction for 2015 is the rise in cost for your morning mood enhancer. The price of your favorite morning latte is expected to be as much as 30% more this year.
Who, are you kidding me?
I wish I was. Some even say the coffee bean itself could be gone altogether by 2080.
Ooh, lucky for me. My other favorite indulgent, Coney Island, will continue to be a favorite downtown hotspot.
This month, they're celebrating 89 years of bringing their famous Coneys to Tulsans, with a new location scheduled to open soon in the Brady District.
Well, to celebrate, we've asked Voices of Oklahoman's John Erling to share with us portions of his interview with Coney Island owner Jim Economou.
Oh, excuse me. Just having a Coney. I gotta have one of these at least once a week, if not twice a week. And the story of this Coney actually starts way back in 1919 out east. Now, Jim Economou, whose father Chris and his brothers actually got into the hot dog business in 1919.
The first store that they were able to open was in McKeesport, Pennsylvania.
So is that where they were introduced to the concept?
I think they may have gone to New York and actually saw it.
This idea of putting...
And apparently appealed to all three of them. They said, we're going to do this. We're going to take this concept, get the chairs. They were able to get a store ready in a few days, work it for 6 months, and the $3,000 that they put into the store, they would take it out after 6 months and sell it with an additional $3,000 coming in as profit.
So after Chris and his brothers owned several stores, their business model was they'd build one and then sell one, and then they'd make $3,000 on that store, and then they accumulated some wealth to buy stores. They actually ended up in Dallas in 1926, when they then decided to come from Dallas here to Tulsa.
Well, they had opened 2 stores, I believe it was in Dallas, and they felt that it was time to sell. They immediately wanted to go to either Oklahoma City or to Tulsa. He found a bank, found the money, found a place that he could open up. That was 311 South Boulder, and was able to negotiate an opening for January of 26.
The entire story of Coney's in Tulsa is told on the oral history website, voicesofoklahoma.com. Now, this is an interesting story because during the Depression years of, say, 1929 to 1932, Jim's father, Chris, was feeding people because obviously so many people were down on their luck and they really were hungry, and so he would feed them out of the Coney store.
I don't know how many people he was feeding. Whatever he was making, they weren't making that much, but he was giving, and the others were giving food to people. And it's amazing that you mentioned that, because there were people coming into the store years later and saying, you did this for us, you fed us then. They would say, I'd like to pay you.
Wow.
That was great.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
So as we tell the story of Coney Island in Tulsa, we have to talk about the school desks that I'm sitting on right now. And there's a very good reason we sit on school desks, and Jim tells us that story.
From the very beginning, the reason being he never wanted a table. For instance, he had a small table with 4 chairs. One person sits at that table, that's the end of the other 3 chairs. You can't use them. One person is sitting at the table, I can't go and say, may I join you? It just didn't quite work out. So he had what he would consider his customer's own space. He had his table, he had his chair. This particular area was all his.
Now, about the Coney itself, believe me, a lot of thought has gone into making the very perfect Coney. And it really is all about the chili. And by the way, no ketchup, please, because you will absolutely wreck the taste.
That would never have gone over with my father.
Why?
Ketchup, for instance, has too much of a killing taste. Once you put ketchup on something, it doesn't make any difference how bad it is or how good it is. You will only taste the ketchup.
It's not an enhancer.
No, it says you're eating a ketchup dog. In fact, we still use the same reasoning today. A wiener, from the standpoint of spices, should be bland. The bun should be a type that can accept steam, just the right amount of mustard, but the chili must predominate. If it's not that, then you don't have a Coney Island hot wieners Coney.
The downtown Coney store, as you know, is as iconic as our Golden Driller here in Tulsa. And I think it's really nice to know that something that was created in 1919 and came to Tulsa in 1926 in what was once a 5-cent hot dog is still with us and has survived over the years.
Coney's have been good to us, and I hope we've been very good to the public and to Tulsa. Occasionally we have thought, well, we're going to drop the Coney and retire, and we just can't, we still can't do it. We feel like we're part of Tulsa, and if we were to retire entirely, it would be a disservice, and I don't know why I think that, but
It would be a gap there, there's no question.
it would be different. It's great to be living in Tulsa. This was a godsend.
What a great Tulsa story this is about Coney's, which, by the way, I got to go get another one.